Hey guys, with the recent article talking about how Destiny 2 player count has reached an all-time low, I wanted to make a quick video talking about some of the stuff I've been noticing lately with the game. Now, before I get into it, I want to say I love this game. Literally, my most played game, my favorite game. I love the characters, the world, the lore, the grind. I love this game. However, I've noticed over the last few months, I'm playing less and less. Recently, I took a step back to take a look at why I'm feeling like this, what Bungie could have potentially done differently, and how we got to where we are today. Destiny was always one of those games that I would sort of come in and out of. I would play whatever the newest expansion was, finish it, do a few things here and there, and then come back to it at a later date. I enjoyed getting lost in the story, even if it didn't always make sense. I'm looking at you, Lightfall, and I truly enjoyed the grind for new gear. One of the biggest things for me, though, was that there was meaning. Cade got killed, and we had to get revenge. It meant something. Savathun tried to steal the Traveler. We had to stop her. It meant something. The pyramid ships landed, finally, and we had to investigate. It all meant something. It was building and building and building. Over the past 2 years, I really amped up my playing. I knew there was a conclusion to this light and dark thing coming up, and I was completely on board for the ride. Even though Lightfall was a miss, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the new campaign. I enjoyed the raid. Even though it typically is something that gets put down, I thought the way the raid looked was stunning. It was also my first go at raiding in Destiny 2. I finally had a clan of friends that all wanted to go in and learn and complete raids together. I enjoyed the dungeon. My first solo clear of any dungeon was Ghost of the Deep. And again, even though the story didn't make a lot of sense, I was here for it. I wanted to go in and backtrack some of the older quests I had never done, get the exotics that maybe I had never obtained, and sort of finish up all the stuff. But I also knew we were ramping up for something. We were ramping up for that big Avengers Endgame moment. They brought out Into the Light and Pantheon in the spring of this year, and I was able to get a few more friends on board. All of a sudden, I had a full clan of Guardians that wanted to do all of the things. We had this fun horde mode that could drop these limited shiny weapons, god rolls that we could go after that were actually dropping. New players could instantly get a set of gear at level and go right into activities, and a super fun, potentially super difficult raid gauntlet. I remember thinking to myself, wow, Bungie is listening to what the players want. And what a great few months. And then the final shape came out, and oh my god, did Bungie cook. New enemies, new weapons, a new subclass that sort of meshed all the subclasses together in a weird way, an amazing campaign that made me cry at the end, exotic class items that further mesh things together and made build crafting important again, and probably the best raid we've ever gotten. We were so back. And then there was this talk of releasing 3 episodes following the campaign. It was gonna be far different than what Bungie had done before with the seasonal content. Okay, alright, okay, I'm in. But what we got was just more of the same. The same mundane seasonal content that we have kinda come to know from Destiny. The boring, go do this mission 3 to 5 times a week for the next 3 months sort of content. The drip-fed weekly story content that didn't really matter. The no respect for our time missions and the stories. The stories that were happening were just boring. I remember thinking when we were trying to lock down the location of the conductor, Maya Sundaresh from episode 1, that I couldn't wait for the big fight that we were going to have against her. My brain raced with this huge boss fight at the end of the episode. Maybe it was going to utilize raid mechanics, or it was going to be like a six-player activity, or the story would change depending on how many guardians fought her that week. And then we get a cutscene where Ikora throws a Nova Bomb at Maya, and she floats off in a river of Vex milk, muttering, I'll be back like she's the fucking Terminator. Wait, what? What just happened? We had this 3-month buildup for that? And even so, I was willing to let it slide. The story beats, the exotic mission having to be run multiple times a week for 3 weeks in a row, the absence of a proper boss fight. Okay, fine. But we still had the final shape. And in my opinion, that campaign, that story was a masterpiece. Episode 2, Revenant. All right, it's October, it's Halloween, it's spooky, it's scary, it's gonna be this undead vampire hunting. Okay, we are so back. Let's jump in. Okay, moving slow. Story beats are sorta not interesting. Fickrel is making some sort of undead scorn vampire things. Mithrax has a curse of some sort. All right, well, we'll do it. But then we end up going around, talking to people, collecting ingredients, and then pretending they were a bartender making tonics. Oh, and the weapon crafting that we all know has been replaced by drinking drinks that supposedly attune to a certain weapon drop. So that's how we were going to bring the grind back. All right, fair. Now, a couple things happened at this point that really soured me and I think a lot of other players. First, this weapon crafting system that we have known for quite some time has gone away. Why? Why now? Oh, because you updated Onslaught, the Horde mode we played in the spring that dropped limited edition shiny weapons before. However, this time, no shiny weapons, and really, weapons that mostly felt underwhelming. No real reason to grind this. No real respect for our time. Second, weight gate and tonic gate. How do you lose all trust in your player base? You come out and let everyone know that there's been some sort of glitch in the matrix for God knows how long that's making it so certain weapons are never dropping with certain perks. And then, to make matters worse, a few weeks later, you let everyone know that this new drink the drink to have a weapon drop also isn't working correctly. But don't fear, it'll get fixed sometime. You also release 2 live events, Festival of the Lost and The Dawning, with no real updates from the last few years. One of them is boring, and the other one is literally completely broken. Like everything in The Dawning was broken, did not work, absolutely broken. And one more thing, the giant elephant in the room, we still have no idea what the actual future of the game holds. We are in this weird purgatory limbo of killing off the big bad boss, but also having no real purpose as a guardian anymore. We killed the witness, we restored faith in humanity, and we are the greatest guardian of all time. Well, what about our grave in the corridors of time? What about the winnower, the gardener, Maya, Fickrel, the dreadnought? Nothing. No answers. No real reason to play. So why should players care right now? What do we really have to look forward to? Potentially watching Fickrel disappear into a crowd of undead scorn? Maybe Mithrax dies or Ido has to make a decision to put her dad down? Okay, fine. But all of these things could essentially be happening without us really having to be there. We just killed the fucking witness. And now we're making drinks that don't even work properly? So, now that we are here and we have an understanding of how we got here, what could have been done? Now, let me hit everyone with the good old internet edition of What If. Hear me out. You kill the witness. Screen goes black. You hear epic music, see a brief cutscene of sorts. A message comes up saying, "Thank you for playing," followed by something written in Latin. And then it says, Destiny 2 will remain in airplane mode while our team puts the finishing touches on Destiny 3. Meaning, you get some Pantheon type events, a few new activities here and there. You get a D3 logo that pops up, a date that says 2026 or 2027, and then a very brief cutscene teasing the next threat to our solar system. Holy shit, I just gave myself goosebumps. All right, well, no Destiny 3. Fine, I get it. What about if Bungie had never said we are switching to episodes, which will be very different from the seasonal content? What if it was just an honest, hey, we have 3 short epilogue story beats to tie up some loose ends? This will be what you've come to expect from us, but we felt it important to hit some of these things before moving on to what's next. Okay. Honesty, transparency. Yeah, I can get behind that. Set the bar right where it's supposed to be so players know what to expect. Respect your player base enough to tell them exactly what they're getting. And then from there, although I appreciate the codename Frontier talk and the repeating of the term Metroidvania, maybe it would have been advantageous to come out and say something big like, next year, Guardians will be flying into a brand new solar system to face an unimaginable threat, the likes of what we have never seen before. We will have new weapons, armor sets that matter, a new subclass, exotics like you've never seen or experienced before, a story that rivals the best of what Destiny has ever done, and this is just the beginning of what the next 5 years have in store for you Guardians. Buckle up, because it's all going to be an insane ride. See you, Starside. Again, goosebumps. Sell the player on the future of the game. Give us something to be excited about. Tell us what the future holds. What about saying to players, hey, we're thinking of getting rid of crafted weapons so that players can grind out their god rolls by utilizing a drink system? Or even, did you guys enjoy Pantheon? Want another crack at it for the holidays? Here you go. Last 2 weeks of December, we are giving everyone the chance to go back and earn the Godslayer title by doing Pantheon. Be honest with your player base. Call it like it is. Don't say one thing and then deliver something else. Listen to your player base. Give them reasons to keep playing your game. Give them the activities they enjoyed the most. Now, I know it's been said 1,000 times by now, but how many players would have been stoked if that stupid Dawning event card had just ended up being free for everyone? Hey guys, we made a mistake. Our loss is your gain. Enjoy the Dawning event card. Happy holidays from all of us at Bungie. But no, it was damage control situation from the get-go, and it left the majority of players with a terrible taste in their mouth. Oh, and by the way, Bungie, no one enjoys baking cookies. It's not fun. Sort of not really the first year, and definitely not now. So, where do we go from here? I urge Bungie to be more transparent with their player base, more so now than ever before. Pull the curtain back even more. Don't necessarily spoil things, but give the players a future. Let them know there is a reason to play their game yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We, as players, need to have a clear vision of what the future is, because that gives us meaning. It makes us care. It brings us back time and time and time again. Acknowledge the mess ups and go back to what make players happy. This is sort of a make it or break it point for Destiny. And with no Destiny 3 on the horizon or potentially ever happening, this is the moment to make players proud that they are playing your game. Don't take that for granted and recycle the same stuff over and over again or penny pinch players around the holidays. Make the game feel meaningful. And for the sake of the lore and the story, please, for the love of God, tell us we are going to be raising some baby Ahamkara pretty soon, because if not, I'm going to be coming to talk about what an absolute waste of a story beat that was too. Anyways, thank you guys for watching and listening to me rant about this. Until next time, peace.